We're here. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night if you're watching this on a replay at another time. JJ and I are here this morning to give you some, I don't know, pearls of wisdom, our thoughts, a discussion, maybe a little bit of a meditation on what we believe and
Yeah, we
understand.
have a little topic, right? We
We do have a
were going to
topic.
talk about authenticity.
Yes, that's quite difficult to say, isn't it? Authenticity.
Oh, authenticity is okay for me. That other word that I'm struggling, authentically,
Authentically, yes.
because I pronounced it as authentically.
But it's about being authentically authentic.
Yeah, but of course I'm allowed to because English is not my mother language.
No, no, of course you're allowed to. Of course you are.
All right, so what are we talking about, darling?
Well, we're talking about authenticity and what that actually means.
Yeah, so
I'm going to share a
what
little
does it
bit.
mean for you, being authentic?
What does it mean for me? Okay, great question. So for me, it means being in alignment with what I don't like the word should, but what I kind of know, it's a knowing inside me of who I should be. Oh, no, I'm going to take the word should out, of who I am, not who I should be, of who I am as me. It's about me and why I'm here and what that purpose is. But authenticity is a journey. For me, it was finding a way to get to that point. And that was quite a journey for me in terms of, I kind of knew it was there, but I was almost trying to reach out to it. But there were so many things I needed to do along that road
Hmm.
to get to my authentic self. And for me, I don't quite know what, I think it was resistance actually in the end. But I'm not going to judge, I have no judgment on myself for that resistance. I almost felt I needed to go through that resistance
Hmm.
to discover where I am, where I needed to be. So the resistance came up in things like busyness, um, achievements, thinking, oh, this is what I need to achieve, qualifications, um, drug use, getting off my head as a complete avoidance. It's like, no, I'm not doing this today. Let's just bury underneath a pile of drugs and alcohol. Um, yeah, just all kinds of different distractions, really. Because the calling is I think it's quite scary. It can be scary. There's a lot of fear, but like you always say, we need to move from fear into love. And another thing I experienced was quite a lot of shame about my purpose.
Hmm.
Don't quite know why, but I had to kind of take all those layers away. Fear of judgment from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots going on there.
Yeah, and authenticity is it's quite an establishment, and you can, even if you want to be authentic, I mean, what does it mean? And I think for everyone it means something different.
Yeah.
um I remember for me when I was at rock bottom, and I had my wake up call. um I really wanted to find inner peace. I just wanted to have all that struggle and conflict and that ongoing um, heaviness. I just wanted to say goodbye to it and become inner peaceful. And I connected. Basically, my quest to inner peace was turning authentic. And being authentic for me is four pillars. The first of all is you need to recognize your fear. As you said, you need to deal with your resistance. You need to deal with your shame, your guilt, your blame. And this is, if you open that jar, it can be massive. But you have to go through with that. Then the second pillar is inviting love in, because that loving voice is also part of you. Actually, I think that is you. the spirit voice. But because we are not taught or educated to have it as equal as all the fear in our lives, it is in the background waiting for our invitation. So the moment when you have that loving voice as in balance with that fearful voice, that is when you as the self, as the manager, can choose authentically. And and that is the moment when you can also have the courage and the confidence to really shine and stick with your choices.
Yeah.
Because what happens when if I make a choice, yesterday I did it, I made a choice, and then um, 5 minutes later my mind voice is trying to doubt it and put insecurity in it, and all of a sudden I'm in this conflict. Oh, did I make the right choice or whatever? Oh, blah blah blah. And oh, where's this leading to? And I'm in that spiral.
Yeah.
And the moment when I'm like, no, this is my heart, I made a choice, and even if it's not the right choice, I learn from it so that the next time I won't do it. And then I'm in an authentic space, and that just gives me power. That to me is authentic.
Okay. So you said two pillars. You said I can't remember the first one, but you said fear and then you said love. What are the
Yeah,
other two
recognize
pillars?
your fear,
Yeah.
which is a whole thing, of course, and then inviting love in. That's pillar number 2. Pillar number 3 is making authentic choices, and
Okay.
pillar number 4 is shine. Stick with your choice and shine your light.
Okay. So it's work with the fear, move into love, make an authentic choice, so an aligned choice, and then
Stick
shine
with
your
it.
light.
Yeah,
Shine your light.
show up. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more, JJ, about your wake up call, because I know people might, if they've been watching, if you can
Do you
pray,
want me
it's
to go
really
back there?
difficult. But
Do
you
you want me
said
to
your
open
wake
that
up.
can of worms?
Just briefly, just for whoever's watching this, because I know people may have not seen previous ones, and I know you
Yeah,
spoke about it before, but just if you can, just what
just to,
happened?
well, I was a professional dancer, and that was my childhood dream. And even though back in the day, well, it took a lot of guts for me to stick with my talent and to really say to everyone who believed that boys shouldn't dance, I was like, hell to the no, I'm going to be a dancer. And I became a dancer. So there was a lot of energy and good feelings with that, a lot of confidence. And then when I was 35, I think everything in the industry changed. There was a new generation, there was new dance styles, but there was also the internet that came up, and idols, and So You Think You Can Dance, all those programs. And it just cut my salary in half, my paycheck. And also it didn't really feel right to do that anymore. And I chose to quit my full-time dance career, and then I kind of was lost. I was in an identity crisis, and I was also a very a popular guy in the gay club scene here in Amsterdam. But I felt like I needed something more. I wanted to have deeper conversations and etc. So I also quit that. So all of a sudden, I was in a totally identity crisis, and not dealing with the grief of this, or the not dealing with the feelings, I turned to drugs. And so for 5 years, I turned into this bitter, boo-hoo-hoo victim person. And yeah, I think after 5 years, I kind of hit rock bottom. And that was the moment when I was like, having suicidal thoughts. And yeah, I was so desperate. I wanted to get out. And spirituality came to me because I was brought up Catholic. So I just started to pray. I was so desperate. I was like, you know what? Send me something. Send me a sign. And a couple of months later, I got really a big sign. It wasn't a voice or whatever. It wasn't Jesus coming out of the air. No, but I knew it was a sign, and it told me to meditate. which I never did in my entire life. And that's when I started to meditate, which was hell on earth. But because I was so desperate and that voice was so clear and I prayed for it for so long, I did it on every day. Every day I had 2 minutes for me, which I call my me time moment. And after a couple of months, again, I started to create distance between me and my thoughts. And that was when the moment when I was like, hey, why am I so brutal to myself?
Mm.
Why am I thinking all these negative things? And that space to me became like a new passion, because I started to experiment. And that is when I truly found that devil, that demon voice on one shoulder, and that angel voice on the other shoulder. And I was like, hey, okay, if I'm in balance, I feel more confident, I feel more peaceful, and etc. So I kind of turned my own experiment into my own passion, went to India, started to become a yoga teacher, meditation teacher, and yeah,
Yeah.
coaching people, and now we're here.
So the biggest thing I hear from that is that on the back of a huge loss, the loss of your dancing career, you you plummeted, you went down from that point, and that was your wake up call. And you were in that for a little while before you came out. And also the other thing I heard is how difficult it was to meditate for you. And I think, I hear that so often and I see that so often with people. And actually that's my experience as well around the loss, because um, and it's only been during moments of loss that I've been able to get in touch with my authentic self and to have that time. It's like the busyness goes away. I had a big car accident in 1998 and I was laid up for months. But during that time, my authentic self started to jump up and down, go, you need to change things, you need to do something different. And the second time it happened, in fact, there were 3 times, but the second time it happened, I was very ill with swine flu. But I had months, no, not weeks off work. And during that time, I did some exploration of who I was. And then when I lost my job in 2017, again, and this is why I'm here now today. But I think people can relate to this at the moment because there's a time of loss at the moment for a lot of people, loss of jobs, loss of status, loss of
Social
purpose.
contacts.
Yeah, social contact. So there is a space, there is a opportunity at the moment, and it can be quite painful as well. I mean, I'm running a mindfulness course at the moment, and I'm kind of aware in the background how difficult it is for anyone, even myself, to just sit in the moment, to be in the moment. And like you say, that space between the critic and the compassionate self can start to divide. When we can start to see it, that's amazing. That is the point of, oh my goodness, what am I doing to myself?
Yeah.
And we move into love. And, it's that compassionate voice. We need to hear it, but it's so deep down sometimes. It's really in the depths, and we have to have a space to allow it
Yeah, you
to
have
come
to
up.
have, you need that, for me was it, I need that, if I didn't feel so desperate to change, I probably would have thrown in the towel.
Yeah.
You need to, and it's hard when you have no idea what the result will be, to continue to be consistent.
Yeah.
And there you have that, you need that faith, you need that connection, you need that trust, because it's kind of a vicious cycle. And if you're in that fearful cycle, you need something, maybe a major wake-up call, or an insight or knowledge to get you out of that cycle, and you're gonna go into a different cycle,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's it's not easy, and we are very used, and let's do this pandemic now as an example. we are now forced to stay in our house. So basically, you are retreating. Now, if you are in your house and you're an extrovert, for example, you are not always used to stay in your house. So you can fight this and be like this in the house, or you can have it. You can use it as an experiment and finally have that moment of retreat. So that means that you need to address your feelings. That means that you need to address your thoughts. And what I just, meditation is quite, you're getting clear with your thoughts. And that might not always be nice, positive, peachy, unicorn thoughts, right? And what people do when it's getting too much, oh, no, it's not for me. Oh, I don't want to feel it.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel it. But then you're still in that stagnated area, and you need to be in the flow. So these feelings or these thoughts, the awareness that needs to be processed. Does that ring a bell?
Totally. And I think the thing that sticks out for me as well is that we kind of need support with that as well. I mean, I know that you went to see a therapist yourself. I myself went through a year of treatment in a rehab, so we need support with
Yeah.
that, because you mentioned faith, but I think faith alone, faith and support, we need to believe, but sometimes other people need to believe in us
Yeah.
initially. And I think that's a lot of the stuff that we do on the retreats is we believe in people. We believe in our clients when they come on the retreat. And, we give them that support,
Yeah.
through and ongoing as well from the journey afterwards.
Yeah, but everyone is equal. The moment when, because I was so in low self-esteem, I was like, why am I here on this planet? I'm not worthy of this. Look at me. Just give my spirit to something else or whatever. But it's not true. You have a beating heart, so you have a birthright. You deserve to be here, and then you deserve to feel good as well. So we're all equal here. And I think that is why I'm in this business, because you mentioned before, I went to a therapist, but it took me a while to get over that shame, to really get the confidence to ask for help.
Yeah,
And that is, I think that what we really do, I awaken that faith and that trust and that confidence, and you of course are the therapist, so you can really swoop in there, and it's just a really nice combination, I think, that we have.
Definitely. So what now? Would you like to do a little meditation?
I would love to do a meditation, just a couple of minutes, which is a struggle for me. All right, so everyone who is here live or on the replay, please, meditations, if you're just starting, no worries. You cannot do meditation wrong. So if your mind is trying to convince you that it's not for you, you're doing it wrong, then do it, because you're doing something right, because your mind is starting to resist. Yes? All right, so cool. If you're sitting on a chair, place your feet firmly into the floor so you make a nice connection. If you're sitting on the floor, otherwise, just connect the body parts to the floor. Then anchor the base of the spine to whatever you're sitting on, and try to erect your spine so your shoulders are back and you open that beautiful chest. Allow your hands to rest whatever way you want. Close your eyes and then take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just you sink into this moment. And realize that this is your moment. And just become aware of the space around you. And even with your mind's eye, you can just visualize the walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the ceiling above you. And as this is your moment, I want you to own the room right now. Own this space. for this moment, just choose to show up. And become really present in your body. And realize that your entire body is designed to support you. So as you work together with your body, feel more strong. And connect with your beating heart. And realize that that beating heart is proof that you're worthy of this moment. Worthy to own this room, to own this space. And then focus on your breath. Just focus on your breath as it goes in and out of your body. And just feel how you inhale, nurturing energy comes in. All the cells of your body are really happy with that nurturing energy. They can release the old energy so that they can absorb the new. And as you exhale, that old energy will be escorted out of your body. It's a natural flow. And just remind yourself that in this moment, you are perfection. And if you feel a little resistance, allow that resistance. And also, if you feel something good coming out of your heart, allow that too. If you hear some sounds, allow it. Allow everything that happens in this moment to be part of it. And you come like the witness, the observer. You just step back and you just observe what is happening in this moment without any judgment. You don't have to opinionate or judge anything right now. Just be. And whatever happens, see it. Observe it. Sit with it. And then very slowly come back. Move your fingers. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly open your eyes. How was that?
That's brilliant. I loved that. And I'm going to encourage anyone who went through that meditation with us on this video to actually just put some comments in. You know, if you're live at the moment, you can just put some comments in how you found that. But also if you watch it on the replay, you know, just how you found that meditation, what it did for you, where it took you, and you know, did it support you? You know, I just love that idea of the space, just being in a space. And what came to mind for me just now was permission. I talk about permission slips quite a lot. You know, when you're at school and you get a permission slip to be off PE, physical
Mm.
education. It's almost we need to give ourselves permission to allow that time, that space, that authenticity, and to remove the shame, the guilt, the
Yeah.
negative criticism, and just allow it in. And I think that the meditation is such an important space because it takes you into that, okay, I'm going to let this in now, just for these few seconds, these few moments, these couple of minutes, I'm going to let this in.
Yeah, and I think it's meditation is a nice vehicle to create awareness of your behavior,
Yeah,
of why you are not feeling happy, of why you are not satisfied.
yeah.
There are so many people who don't know what the purpose is, don't know why this is going on, and they
Mm,
want answers, but they are unable to sit down and accept this moment.
mm,
And I think that's also because we are talking about authenticity. Um, I think authentic people really are in the moment. They accept and appreciate and love the moment. And that's why we love those authentic people so much. We love the authentic movie stories, right? That's what we love to see. And on the other hand, we cannot create our own movie story.
mm.
So yeah, I think that is what meditation can do to you. Create, feel important enough to be your own movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, star in your own movie. I love that.
Yeah.